guys, so today I'm doing a review video and it is going to be on the Naked Smoky palette. I know I'm late to the party as usual, like I am with every Naked palette. I still don't own the Naked one. I don't know why. I just don't know why. Maybe I'll get it next Christmas because I tend to get them like every Christmas. So the packaging on this is a plastic packaging, which is what I'm going to start with. And it actually feels really nice. I like the packaging, I like the smoked effect underneath. It looks really cute. And when you open it up, oh, this is it in actual action. It has a magnetic closure, which is the first one that has a magnetic closure. And as much as I was just having a fight with it, I actually really like magnetic closures. I think they're great. It has an awesome, really nice long mirror in here, and I actually think the mirror in here seems better quality than the ones in my previous palette. I could be wrong, they're probably all the same, I'm probably making this up. But anyway, this is what the palette looks like. Hopefully I'm not blinding you with the mirror. It's really hard to cover that mirror, my hand isn't long enough. So it comes with a brush as per usual. This brush is it doesn't have a name on it or anything, I don't think, but it has kind of a blending sort of brush on the end here. However, I find it's a little stiff. I'm going to have to work with it and use it a bit more, and hopefully it will soften up. And then it has kind of a smaller end here, which I'd say is more of kind of a crease, or maybe like getting underneath the eye, or maybe just the highlighting the inner corner, that sort of thing. But this, like the kind of effect, the smoked effect in the handle of this brush is really nice. I feel like this brush is really nice quality. It just needs to soften up a little bit. It's a little bit kind of stiff at the minute, but I think as you wash it and use it, that will happen. So this is the shade range. We have a more warm tone brown, a more cooler tone kind of bluey grey, and then we have a black here. We have a more purple colour, a more kind of taupe, a warmer brown matte shade. These ones here are matte shades. And then we have a kind of beige and a cream off-white sort of pinky toned matte. So I like that there's more mattes in this palette initially than there are like before even using them. I think it's nice to have more mattes than usually most palettes give you. That's why I like the basics palettes, because they are all matte, which is really nice. I really like that. That's something I really enjoy. I really enjoy Naked shadows just as a whole. I feel like the formula is always really nice. You don't get too much fallout. They tend to be creamy but not too kind of like, not too soft, so they just crumble everywhere. As you can see, I have actually used some of the colours in this palette and they aren't like, there isn't just excess everywhere. Overall, they feel super buttery. I don't know how well you can see if I swatch. Initially, I wasn't too impressed with the swatches I did. Some of them seemed a little like meh, but I think the more you build the products, the better they are with these. Some of them, I think the shimmers come off with a lot of really nice payoff. I think some of these cooler toned ones might be a little bit patchier than the warmer ones. I don't know why, I just feel they are. However, I'm probably going to get the most wear out of the warm tones anyway. I tend to go for warmer colours than cooler colours. I don't know why. Maybe that should be my goal for this year, is to use cooler colours and cooler tones. But overall, I think this palette's really nice and you could create some really awesome looks with it. I don't think I'm as impressed with this palette as I have been with previous Naked palettes. I prefer the actual packaging, but the shades and the quality of the shades I don't think are quite as good. 1 second. What, baby girl? Sorry about that, guys, the cat wanted to be let out. So as I was saying, guys, I'm happy with this Naked palette and I really like it, and I'm really excited to create some really nice looks with it. I created pretty much today's look with it, and the only thing that was different was I used the black out of the Naked 2 palette because I felt that this one was a little shimmery. I think it's got some shimmer in it, I'm not 100% sure. I think it has, or it's like a sheen, whereas that one's more matte, just for kind of my winged liner, because I'm not a big fan of like eyeliner. It doesn't sit well on my eyes, so I started trying to do it with eyeshadow and I actually really like the way it looks. But I love the colour High, which is all over my lid. I also used Radar, so So I used this one, and then I used Whiskey. Whiskey I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of. It's a really, really nice kind of crease shade which blends beautifully. That's the one thing I will say about all of these palettes, is the shadows in here blend really nice and you can layer them with other shadows. I haven't tried any of them wet, but I can imagine using them wet would make them even better, but they are pigmented anyway. Pigmented enough that you don't need to like use like too much, and overall they're great quality shadows. I think it's just the colour combination. I don't know, I think it's just the fact that when I initially swatched some they were a little wishy-washy, but that said, that might have just been my swatching. Some of the shades I still haven't tried out yet, so I can't speak for all of them, but off initial swatches. But then again, I don't want my eyeshadow to be overly pigmented because then it's a nightmare to blend, and sometimes it just gets a little patchy. These do not get patchy when you blend them out at all. They're not stiff, they're not hard to work with. They're just great eyeshadows, and if you really like naked palettes, I would definitely recommend getting this one just to add to your collection. And it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous palette, and I will forever love these naked palettes unless they change the formula, because the eyeshadows are just great. I find them to be much better than my MAC pre-made one that I purchased. I feel like the quality of that one is not that great at all, really, if I'm honest. I would not say that's worth the spend, because that is like double the price of this. So yeah, this is much better value for money. The pans are smaller, but that don't mean anything. I think these are much better quality shadows, and it says that the expiry on these is 2 years. I've had some of mine longer than 2 years. They're shadows, they're going to last a good while, so you have no issue with purchasing them and going, oh well, they're going to go off before I use them. That's not going to happen. They're just really nice palettes, really, really nice, and it's a good range. It's a good range, isn't it? You know, I will probably get the first one at some point. I undoubtedly will, just so I have the whole collection, but they are just great shadows. They're my go-to. Like, if I want a more pinky look, I will obviously go to 3. If I want a more cool tone look, I will obviously go to 2. But now these 3, I think these 3 and Whiskey are going to be like my jam. You know, I think they're going to be like my kind of like signature eye look probably. By the time we get to the end of the month, they will be, I'm sure. The only reason that I haven't really used this too much is just because I haven't been wearing makeup too much. But I feel like these are kind of, for me, they aren't like everyday makeup, it's like special makeup, unless I'm doing quite a neutral eye look, and then I probably will use just a basics palette. I just don't know what else to say. It's a good palette through and through, good palette, nice shades. They've just done it again, haven't they? It's just, you know, Urban Decay do it every time, and I would love to get my hands on the Gwen Stefani one, because that one looked gorgeous as well. In fact, that wasn't out before Christmas. If it had been out before Christmas, that would have been on my Christmas list instead of this, but I do love this anyway, and it's just, I just like them. I just like these palettes. I'm a sucker for a naked palette. I can't help it. So yeah, that's my overall opinion on this naked palette. I know this is really rambling, I kind of didn't know what I was saying and I was just going off on one, but I do like this palette, and I feel like with every naked palette, every review is the same, because they are always amazing. Yeah, there's really not much else to say. I will put a picture of swatches in for you at the end, and also a picture of a close-up of the palette so you guys can get a better perspective of what the colours look like, because this lighting might not be so great right now. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do like the product reviews, let me know if there's any products you want reviewing, because I would love to review them for you guys, get them in, review them, see what you guys want, and I will see you all soon with another video. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do so, and I will see you all soon with another video. Bye guys!